Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about 8 ways great leaders handle their mistakes. Have you totally blown it lately? I mean, haven't we all, right? Somewhere, somehow, some way, we mess up. That's what we do best, regularly, despite our best intentions. It happens, even when we do everything in our power to prevent them. We all make mistakes, right? Even the best and most competent leaders and thinkers make mistakes. And it's tempting to think that top leaders can become great at what they do because they make very few mistakes. But surprisingly, what makes great leaders is not that they stop making mistakes. What makes them great is how they handle their mistakes, which means that there's hope for all of us, right? It's not the mistakes that are so important as to what happens next. So, those who are genuinely great leaders have mastered the art of dealing with errors, and we could each learn a lot from their example. So, here are some of the most important things that great leaders do and what we can learn from how they handle their mistakes. So, the first one is come clean quickly. So, when something has gone wrong, great leaders are the first ones to admit there's a problem. They don't try to cover it up, they don't blame other people, and they don't wait to see if anyone notices, right? I make a lot of mistakes every day. And back when I was working in my job at Giordano's, sometimes my mistake could really impact the company. I always went straight to my boss and told her what I did and gave my ideas on how I should fix it. We talked through the options, and she always appreciated the fact that I came to her and didn't try to cover it up or hope nobody would notice. But you know what? I knew that I was going to have to take responsibility no matter what, either now when it was easier to fix or later when it would become a much bigger problem. And then people would know I tried to hide it. And I didn't want that. I never wanted someone to think that I tried to hide it. So take responsibility, even for those parts that you didn't cause. Because if you're a leader, you take responsibility, even if it's not you that caused it, even if it's not your fault. Because as a leader, you're still responsible. That's a really powerful, that's what I think people struggle with. The next one, don't underestimate the scope of the problem. So, trying to minimize the challenge doesn't make it any easier to tackle or solve, right? Belittling the problem is worse than hiding it because you're actually being dishonest about it, how it could affect other people. And then fully diagnose the problem. The more you know about what happened and why, the better you'll be able to devise the right solution or make the right changes in the future. Giving a solution without all the information is neither helpful nor honest. So take the time to figure out the full story before trying to implement a solution. Ask for feedback and input. Great leaders realize they don't have all the answers and that other people on their team might have valuable insights and might actually know the better answers than you do, right? While you accept responsibility as a leader, you can still be open to suggestions from your team. Accepting responsibility doesn't mean you have the answers. It just means that you're going to take responsibility and you're going to make sure it gets fixed, right? So be open to suggestions from your team. And this is true for all of us. Every single one of us. People around you have perspectives and experiences different from yours. So don't be afraid to ask for advice or input on how to solve your challenge, because no matter what their experience is in their life, they have a different perspective than you do. Hi, Anitra. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Make sure the problem is resolved. Leaders don't rest until a resolution is found, and neither should you, especially when your mistake affects other people. Leaders provide updates to their team when solutions are in the works. So be sure the people in your life know precisely what you're doing to help mend your errors when it's something that impacts them. You don't have to tell everybody everything, but if it's something that's going to impact them, you should keep them in the loop, right? Let them know what's going on. And then help others learn from your mistakes. So when problems are resolved, leaders use that opportunity to share the lessons learned with others. Leaders want to make learning opportunities for everyone else too, so they make a point of sharing their newfound understanding. When you see a friend struggling with a problem that you have some experience with, be sure to let them know what you have learned from your mistakes too. You don't have to even be a strong leader or have a big team or be like really important to be able to help somebody. like I said earlier, all of us have different experience and we have different perspectives. And so if you see someone struggling and you know something that might help them, offer it to them. Offer your knowledge to them, right? And then don't just fix the symptom. When mistakes happen, they can sometimes reveal more systemic or structural problems, right? When you just fix the immediate problem and not the larger issue, you're guaranteeing that something else is going to go wrong in the future. So take the time to fix it right. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about business or relationships or personal growth, or anything else in life. It's true for all of them. Make a commitment never to repeat your mistakes. The best way to show others that you're sincere in your efforts to fix a problem is to learn from your mistakes. We got to learn, right? Break the cycle and stop repeating behaviors or beliefs that perpetuate the problem. Actions speak louder than words. And when a mistake changes you for the better, that speaks the loudest of all. People can see because we watch, we tend to just, we watch. And when, this is what I teach too, is watch what people do, not what they say, right? So it's what you're doing is what people are going to see, that you're a better person because of it, or because you've changed something and now you're doing it differently. People see that and it speaks louder than any words you could say. Leaders get to be so because they realize that someone must be in charge and accept responsibility for when things go well and when mistakes happen. That's really what a leader is. People become leaders because they accept the responsibility. They step up and they take responsibility for that, whether it's good or bad, right? They expect responsibility. They accept the responsibility for when things go well and when mistakes happen. Anitra says taking small chunks out of issues helps to resolve it. Yes, it does. Exactly. But you got to know what it is first, and then taking it one bite at a time, right? How you eat an elephant. Exactly. So, and there might be times when you had nothing to do with the mistake. As a leader, it wasn't your problem. Somebody on your team caused it, or somebody else in your family caused it. If you're a parent is a leader, right? But as a leader, you step up, you accept responsibility, and you take charge to make sure it's fixed. It's not about blame. It's not about pointing fingers at anybody. It's about stepping up, taking responsibility, taking charge, and making sure it gets fixed. That's really what it is. And the same is true for you in your own life. Seriously, the good thing is you get to be the leader. How exciting is that? You're in control of your life. Leaders are leaders precisely because they step up and take charge. If they don't know what to do, they find out. They take responsibility and they don't give up until they've resolved the issue that they're dealing with. And you can be a leader too. Be the leader of your happiness and start handling mistakes like a boss. Seriously, you're all in this, right? We're all bosses of our own lives. So just step up and start handling mistakes like a boss. You got this. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. What ways do you find work best for you to handle mistakes? So Nitra's already shared one, taking small chunks out of issues helps to resolve them. That's a great advice, right? And how has taking responsibility for them helped you towards working to achieve your success? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. Anyway, thank you for being here with me today. Thank you, Anitra, for being live, and anyone else who might be live who just hasn't commented, and anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there, have an amazing day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.